WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate theories to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacey and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Welcome to West Virginia Commonplace, and today we're going to pay a little homage to one of my favorite animated series from the 90s, and that series is DuckMan. The story, it basically follows like this DuckMan, and he works as a private detective. He's got a lot of like wit to him. He's flawed in a lot of areas, and he has constant struggles with his dysfunctional family. The series gained popularity for being edgy and irreverent humor and tackling social and political issues through satire. DuckMan's adventures often involve solving bizarre cases while navigating the complexities of his personal life, including his relationship with his dim-witted partner Cornfed, his two sons Ajax and Charles, and his overbearing sister-in-law Bernice. Now, dig a little bit deeper into this and make this really interesting for me. The same company that made Rugrats, a production company, Classco SIPCO, and I know I messed that name up, that animation that they did, you know, they had their little unique style and stuff like that. And they were part of the show through its entirety from 1994 to 97. They co-produced the show in conjunction with Paramount Television Network. The show was created by Everett Peck, who developed the original comic book character of DuckMan. And Klasky Csupo's involvement in this series brought a distinctive animation style and storytelling technique to the project. And from there, like it worked out, and with the way that they did the visuals and everything, it was real bold, and the show basically stood out. That dark humor and the way it was written, just it had a different take. And the heartache though with this is that it came on USA, and it came on USA at like nighttime. So as a kid, I had to sneak and watch this, you know, when my parents were asleep, or in the event of just like at some point I just had to turn it on whenever they weren't paying attention. And at this time I didn't know who Jason Alexander was, and he, you know, obviously he had major star power back then, and still does to this day. So I was kind of like baffled. I was like, wow, why would he do something like this when he's making so much money with Seinfeld later on in life? So just like everything else that goes on with these shows, this show it had a good following, and in adult animation, like it's one of those things that's still recognized. But the problem that this show had, and a lot of things had at this time, was this show had challenges with the network that clashed with the executives and advertisers because of the way that it was perceived. This was a very highly descriptive show. It wasn't family friendly. And over some point in some time, the show lost some of its popularity, leading to it getting canceled. The characters in this show, everyone that was involved in basically the way DuckMan was like fearless, like he would just come through and say anything. Real quick, here's an excerpt of something that he would say.
And now I must leave you as the Brady Bunch is on, and I find 4 of those children incredibly arousing. Get out of here.
And you'll notice from that point on that it's kind of like it's a little rough, because that wouldn't even fly today in this day and age. But it was that kind of witty, and just the delivery of Jason Alexander on that show that made me really, really fall deep for this show. Now, dealing with DuckMan was pretty tough in culture, because his main motto, if you pay attention to whatever's going on, is that his t-shirt on TeePublic, for instance, he's got a really nice one that I liked, and then what did it say on it? What the hell are you staring at? That was what it was on it. And DuckMan even had a game come out on the PC, and it was fairly decent. I'm actually trying to find it. It was a pretty good game. DuckMan, The Graphic Adventures of a Private Dick. And I'm going to look for it on freaking... Where I think I can find it. Wherever I can find it, I want to get it and try it out because I think it'll be the missing piece to what I'm looking for. Now, the next thing that's crazy is that you will not find DuckMan on any streaming service. Paramount Plus has the rights to it. I don't know what the whole deal is with Klasky Csupo or whatever the fuck they're called, but something goes on with the licensing of this, and this is nowhere. Like, I can't find it anywhere. I can't even like go about it in a good manner and be like, hey, I want to watch this in its entirety. I mean, you can watch it on YouTube all day long, but I was just thinking that with the growing popularity of this and that someone would try to resurrect this real quick. But obviously there's a mix up and a shuffle that we will not know about. And just like I said, I just wanted to pay a little quick homage to this because it was something I grew up with. It was real witty. It was a little outside the box. And it was just one of those things that I really, really enjoyed. Now, further on down the line, I'll talk about some other things. And the reason that I do these episodes so quick and concise is because, like I said, it's something that once you just hear a little bit about it, you'll go research it, you'll go listen, and you'll hear different things. And it'll put you on one of those things where you're just going to explore and find out more and more about DuckMan, and either you're going to like it or you're not going to like it. And then you can always go from there. So once again, I'm JR for West Virginia and Commonplace. And remember, when you're out here and you're exploring and doing everything, seek the uncommon.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at onecommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.